Got it. All right, remove this. All right, so the majority of the things that we do, we use Builderall for those that are new. And hold on, somebody's mic. I gotta fix it. I didn't click out my own self. Lord, what am I doing? See, it's almost over though. It's almost over. Retrograde is almost over. All right. So, as I was saying, most of the things that we build in this class is every Sunday. We use Builderall, which the best way I like to describe it is giving your business a foot rub, because it just makes everything a lot easier. For real, for real. It just has everything all in one roof. Let me check the chat. Okay. Lessons. So there's over 40 tools that you can use to build your business with Builderall. One of the tools that we're going to get into today is the page Seo Report. This one, but we're also going to talk about just the overall strategy of implementing SEO in your business, because not a lot of people actually do it, because it does take a lot of research. Well, it's not even a lot of research, it just takes a little work. So it's a step that is often lacking in content of entrepreneurs and business owners, but it's a way to save some money. Like, it's literally free advertising. Like, a story that I like to use is WooCommerce stores. When I do e-commerce, I do like to focus more so on a WooCommerce store, because those stores pick up SEO traffic a lot better than most things. So let's just go talk about it. All right, so this is the Wiki definition. Search engine optimization is the process of improving the quality and quantity of a website's traffic of website traffic. Oh, that was a lot. Okay, let me get back. A website traffic to a website or web page from search engines. SEO targets unpaid traffic rather than direct traffic or paid traffic. So this works best like off of social media. I'm just gonna be truthful with that. Like, yeah, it works better off of social media, but you can work it with social media with some things like hashtags, and even finding like trending topics or things like that. But the bulk of your SEO is going to be like when we pulled up this page right here, and I typed in what is SEO, and all these sites popped up. That means these sites are optimized or ranked really well for what is SEO. Now, I can actually go and test that. So one of the sites that I use when I'm doing my search engine optimization research is SEO Book. And I have been using this site for a long time. And it's just a lifesaver when it comes to this SEO. I do use the Builderall one too, and we'll talk about how we use it, but we're just gonna go see what I'm talking about with these words, and then we'll come back over here. So you just make a free account on SEObook.com, and you can actually, hold on, let me just log in so I can show y'all. It has other SEO tools, but I use one tool specifically in here. And like I said, I've been using this for a few years now. So I'm used to it. I like it. It just makes it real easy and gets straight to the point. Yeah, before, for like the first few years that I was using this, you didn't even have to have an account. This part that we're going to use was open up to the public, but now you got to have an account. So once you log in, you're gonna go to the top and you're gonna hit tools. And you're gonna scroll down a little bit and we're gonna look for the keyword density analyzer. Now this joker is pretty cool. So this lets me, I use this when I'm researching. You like, okay, let's say I want to do something that was search engine optimized for what is SEO, right? Which this video I'm gonna, optimize for the words SEO or what, search engine optimization. So one way that I could do it is if you look at these tabs right here, and I make sure that the blue one is selected onto URL, I can copy link address. And I'm going to paste that here. And I'm going to hit submit. Now, what it's telling me is how they got to the first page of Google, right? So that's what the page title is. This is the meta description that they have. And these are the 3-word phases that it is. So it's not even optimized for what is SEO, if y'all want to be for real. And this, like, when I see something that looks like this, that lets me know that I have a chance to actually go in there and take that spot, because this is not like this should say what's SEO somewhere, or SEO explain or something, and it doesn't. So this is not, it's up here by like a fluke, basically. That's what I'm trying to explain. Like, that's not even, it's not even optimized. So let's go check the Google version. We're gonna check the Google version real quick, because I use a pre-search because it gives me uncurated search results, so they're not tampered with. Nope, it still says it's up there on Google as well. So cool. That means that gives me some, yeah, and look at how much traffic. So I have like some different add-ons and stuff onto my browser so that it helps me get like these little insights. But you can see right here, it says how much traffic is getting a month. So it's getting like 28,000 visitors a month. You know what I'm saying? That's not bad for what is SEO, and it's not even properly optimized. I thought I'd throw that in there. So yeah, you can do that to a lot of things and be able to see what they're actually using. So does anybody have any questions before I move on to the next part on any of that so far?
Yes, hi Dazzle. What is it that you have on your browser that shows you those insights?
Keywords everywhere.
Okay, thank you.
You're
so
welcome.
You just like look that up and download it or something?
It's a browser extension.
Okay.
And there's one you could do for YouTube called TubeBuddy that you can turn on, and it'll start like reading the ones for SEO, YouTube for the SEO for YouTube videos. But for the like most stuff, like what Google, I use keywords everywhere. So it gives me an insight to how these things actually got to the first page of Google. So I'm like that. I mean, if I just even got 1%, you know what I'm saying, of all this traffic that's coming there, I wouldn't be tripping, 1% of 60,000, I ain't gonna be greedy. So it gives me something to go after and look for. So since we're on Google, I will give you another tip as far as being able to figure out what words you need to use in the first place, right? So that's whether you're doing a YouTube description, that's whether you're doing a blog article. It might even help you figure out which hashtags that you want to use. But it definitely be able to help you even with your funnels. Just being able to get to the first page of Google like we just did when we looked up what is SEO. So one of those ways is when you type in this search bar, Google gives you the answers, right? What do I mean? See these drop down suggestions? What that means is these are the next in line of questions or, searches or queries that there we go, that would be around what is SEO. So these are some other things that people would put in the search. These are the next most popular asked questions around here, around what is SEO. So that is how, like me, we'll see this again too. I'll show you guys where this will be in another section of this same page. But me personally, I will take all of these and paste them to a Google Doc and then begin to add on typing to them. So I'm gonna give you guys an example of that. We'll come back to SEO book too, because it does some other stuff. But this part that we are on right now, we are just talking about how to get an idea of which words you actually want to use in the beginning, okay? There's going to be different stages. First, we're going to talk about how you even get the words, and then we're going to talk about how to double check your work. So right here, these questions, having the questions are actually really, really great. So okay, let me just start the doc right now, because I need these still. Because I'm still gonna need these. I need these for this class video when I rank it. So let me just get a plain doc real quick. I save so much stuff on Google Docs, like whatever you use, like you just need something, a note-taking system, especially when it comes to like creating content. Even when I build sites, I build them on a Google Doc first and pretty much just paste everything in from there. I'm just waiting for this to stop spiraling. All right, so while that's loading up over there, we are gonna go copy these questions, like I said, because these are some things that I would utilize in my own SEO. So I'm just gonna paste those there. And we're gonna come back over here to this page. All right. So like I was saying, you're just gonna see that part in another space, which is down here where it says related searches. That means these are the next things that people would want to type in when it comes to looking up SEO. So I just copy all these as well. Now, will I utilize all these terms? Probably not, but I just like to have them all in one place. And y'all see why I do that a little later. All right. So that kind of like lets me know like where I should start. I would probably like click on 3 different ones. I usually don't go past that because then I'm gonna go through like, start just going everywhere. I should have known this was gonna be a video, which is actually a good sign. I actually know a little SEO trick of how to get to the first page of Google in 5 minutes. So one of the things about that is if you see a video, it's easy to basically take that spot, but that's for a whole nother class. All right. So again, I will take the questions. Paste them. And I'm gonna go to the bottom and go to those words again. And this just like gives me a running doc on what to like start with, you know what I'm saying? I won't do the 3rd time, but because you guys pretty much see how that's done. All right. So that's how I would kind of like get basically a foundation or like a storyboard of what I would want to use in my content or in my site or in my description that would give me a good advantage of being ranked or ranked. That's what it's called. It's like when you rank, but it'll give me a high ranking with my search engine optimization for this. So that's the way I like to do it. Does there anybody have any questions on that so far? Nope. Okay. So another thing, oh, wrong way. Another thing that I do when it comes to looking up something that I might want to target as far as search engine optimization is, or figuring out which words that I want to use, is Quora, because I was talking about those questions, and utilizing questions just helps, because that's what most people type in is a question, because they want the answer. They want Google to tell them the answer. So that's like a key right there. That's a key, akin to that. So Quora is a place where people just go and ask the same questions. And also this helps you to actually be able to figure out what kind of content you want to create too. You know, as an entrepreneur, a lot of times I pick the content that I want to, give to my audience, but that's not the way you should do it. You should give your audience what you want. I mean, that's just, what they say, the customer's always right. But Quora is a way to do that, because you can find all the most common questions around your topic or niche. So hopefully I don't have to be logged in. That would be great. Quora is not playing. Let me just log in here, y'all. I know I got a Quora account. All right, so I'm logged in. So let's type SEO up here. All time, past hour. So I could be able to figure out like what are the SEO things that are coming up like as of recent. So I can say in like past hour, if anything. See, these are questions people have in real time. So you, even with having a Quora account, you actually can go in and answer, and then people start following you. So it's a way to build your audience and your following, and actually to, establish authority, in your niche, because you can, that person, you'll be perceived as the person who has the answers. But what I personally use this for is just to be able to look for what someone's questions would be about SEO, so that I can create content around it, or be included in my search engine optimization description or just wording. Another one that you can use to find questions, Uber Suggest. And that's because, again, when a lot of people are searching online, they're typing in questions. They're typing in questions that they want the answer to. Okay, something that they want to learn more about. That's why I'm stressing this question part of it. So, little fun story too about my guy Neil Patel. We have the Build a Raw webinar builder, right? And you guys know we can do evergreen webinars. So that's you hosting a webinar, whether you're there or not. You can add guest users, ghost users and all that stuff. Well, one time I was just rushing for, just trying to make this webinar that Neil Patel was hosting. And that was my first introduction to an evergreen webinar. So I was like, wait, I had got clicked out, clicked back in, and it started right back over. And I was like, oh, hell no. I just did 80 just for an evergreen webinar. So it was that good that I couldn't even tell for a good little second that it was evergreen. So you can come over here. Where is the SEO? All right, so we can put it right here and put SEO, the search. But that's why I call it getting nailed too, because I didn't even know it had a technical term in these days that like it was a thing. So yeah. That's how a lot of stuff has been in my career. I gave things its own name, and it really had a technical name, but I didn't find out till later, and it was already too late. Like I already named it. Like I like my name better. I am not a robot. Those robots be on these dang SEO sites, though. They do. All right, so they have like 100,000 people are searching this a month. You see that? Look at that. 100,000 people searched that a month. It tells you what the cost per click is. So that's if you're doing like Google ads, you'd pay $11 per each time somebody click that word. But it does give you some other things to put in there. SEM Rush is actually a site that is integrated with a lot of SEO sites, and you can actually like do research on other sites and see like how much those sites are actually earning in income per month to like see like that's like if you have like a whole lot of for-profit businesses or you just seeing if this is something that I even want to pursue, you know, are people looking it up and you know, is it trending and things like that. So SEM Rush is one of those sites where you can look up further insights, basically scoping out the competition, being able to do your market research. So yeah, this they really didn't have a lot in there with the SEO. It does have some different content ideas up here that you can do for SEO. There's not a lot of stuff on Pinterest with it. That's crazy. But all right. So that's just, you know, give me some ideas. So does anybody have any questions on any of that? Nope. All right. So another thing that you could do is go to Google Trends. And this is lit. I'm telling you, like, this is what they pay me the big bucks for. Somebody gonna see this video and be mad as hell that I'm telling y'all this for free. Oh man, but y'all know people charge thousands of dollars for what y'all just learned here tonight. All right. But I gotta keep some of them gems in the bag. But I love this. I was so like, especially like I do things offline too. So like this helped me on a local aspect. And that's the thing too, like whatever you're doing online, you should really, you know, try to start getting some of that traffic in your own backyard because it's search engine optim SEO wise, it's a whole lot easier to get down with that local traffic. Like it's insanely easier. So this is going to actually help this a little bit. Watch this. Yeah. Put it there. No, there's not a cost for core. Core is free. So this is telling me like the popularity of this search over the past 12 months. But I kind of like to narrow my results when I'm looking on Google Trends, and we're going to get into why. So I actually do within the last 30 days, because with search engine optimization, ideally it takes about 30 days for it to start kicking in and registering with the sites. So it is a longer process. I do need to say that. It's not like, oh, you just want to get a sale today type of thing. Give yourself 3 months, give yourself 90 days of building a strong SEO foundation. And that just means consistent content that is search engine optimized. That's all that means. Give yourself 3 months to doing that and you'll start seeing traffic coming in for years later. Only way to know is what? Try it yourself. All right. So now I've changed it to just over the last 30 days and how I was talking about your own backyard or location. If I was running ads, I wouldn't target these ones because that's low. Anything 70 and above, I would target those areas with my ads. So I would target people in New York and DC because they are looking up SEO the most. I could actually narrow this down to the metro area and it gets a little bit more specific. So in this case, I would do Albany, Greensville, and Cheyenne. So you can also start like looking in groups in these areas. And like I said, you can also use this for local SEO. So I could do, you know, something that kept mentioning Cheyenne, Wyoming, and SEO in the same article, in the same video description, in the same whatever, and chances are it get picked up easier. So it says there's not a lot enough data for the rest of those. So let me go back up. And you can zone down into the city too. Oh, dang, there's not a lot of people in the city on that one. So it just depends on what the actual word is. So we're just gonna stick to the sub-region for example purposes, so I don't confuse y'all. It's not on here either. Let me do a little something. Let me do a little. All right. Let's see if this works better. This is going up and down and up and down. Oregon, New York. Yeah, that's not, this is not making a good example. Let me give something else. Let's do shopping. There's not a lot of searching in there. What is going on here? So this usually tells you the like the other searches, like how we were looking on the Google, but that's not making sense right there. Let me come out, zoom out a little bit. Nope. It's just not that popular right now. But yeah, because like you can, I need a better example because I need to show you guys this part. Let me see. Close. Oh, that's just 7 days. Stop at me. All right. You can also use this to predict like words as well. I think Google's tripping right now. I think it got some retrogradisms going. So, and that's because that don't make no sense. This is too broad of a topic for that not to be there. That's just, yeah, that doesn't make sense. So I think we're having some kind of glitchiness going on with Google, which, hey, this last 2 days retrograde, so it's probably going out with a bang. So I'll have to do a follow-up on this piece right here to kind of let you guys be able to see some other things that you could actually be able to use. So all that was about being able to get ideas about how to use your keyword. I mean, your keywords, your SEO, how to pick them and select what you want to use, basically. So before I go into the next part, does anybody have any questions on any of that? On Quora, Uber Suggest, SEO Book, Google Trends? How do you get like to the top of Google? Or, to use it, you go to google.com/trends. That's how I got to Google Trends. And then you said like, how do I get to the top of an individual site? You mean, can you ask that in a different way? Okay, thanks, I appreciate it. All right, so now as far as being able to utilize these, so one of the best ways that would be like the easiest for a lot of people to do is YouTube search engine optimization. And I'm telling you, I've been so fascinated with search engine optimization when it comes to YouTube, because I had a mentor of mine that ranked 5 videos. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos that were search engine optimized, that because they were getting found basically when people were typing in their question, those only 5 videos are generating about $10,000 a month passively, and they haven't promoted that company or that business in years. So could you imagine taking the time to strategically word your YouTube videos to where you're getting passive income every single month and you never have to touch those videos again? That's why for so many years, I never knew the people who were buying from me. Like only the last year have I knew anybody that I was doing business with, because I kind of like, you know, started peopling, but I did a lot of automation prior. I was more so like operating as a system or entity, not really as a person. And with that being said, I just never was seen. You know, my content was, but I wasn't. And that's one of the ways, you know, that I was able to do that is because I have like 9 YouTube channels, you know what I'm saying, on different topics and stuff like that. So yeah, YouTube I found to be a great platform to get organic traffic for years. You can get miles off of your content. So let's go talk about it. And I pretty much use these same things when it comes to like blogs as well, as far as these same tips. But with YouTube, I mean, it's pretty easy. You only need 50 to 250 words in your description. You need to pick 3 to 7 keywords that you want to be search engine optimized for. Do not do more than 7, because then you will get shadow banned and nobody will see your video. And that's just a great rule of thumb in general when you're trying to search and optimize. Like some of the sites that I use, even when it comes to like tagging the right keywords, they actually have a limit of 5. So I usually say in between 3 and 5 keywords, but YouTube, you can do 7 without them looking at you crazy. You want to, of course, be able to have a link that you can put into the video, because you don't know when that video is going to be watched. Or, you know, so it's, you need something where they can contact you, or that's going to be able to capture their information. That's why when I mostly use videos, I mostly have a sales funnel in the video description, because I'm not there. I don't know who's watching it or when they're watching it or where they're watching it, none of that. So it's the easiest way to ensure that once they leave that video that they're still with me is to leverage a funnel to where I can capture their information and talk to them later. So also being able to post a video like 3 times a week will definitely help your YouTube channel, especially if it's search engine optimized. Now, a little tip that a lot of people don't actually do is actually name their thumbnail. So naming your YouTube thumbnail is important. You should just name, it doesn't have to make sense. The name of your file does not have to make sense, but your video file and your thumbnail file should be named whatever your 3 to 7 keywords are when it comes to YouTube. So that is something a lot of people do not do. They just upload it as all those quadrillion numbers, .mp4, or whatever the file is, and that hurts your SEO score. Another thing I will say is that YouTube gives you extra viewpoints if you share your videos on other social media platforms. So they like for you to go step on some toes. So if you share it to Twitter and Facebook specifically, they give you extra points for those 2 platforms. And if you embed your YouTube video, so if you embed it into like a sales page, embed it into a website, I embed my YouTube videos into blog articles all the time. That is also a way that you can get more visibility points with YouTube. So does anybody have any questions about getting YouTube optimized? Nope. All right. So like I was saying, I do have, I've been using this stuff for a long time. So we were talking about SEMrush. There's a whole bunch of these over here. So I'm gonna put this doc, that's what I'm gonna start doing too. I'm gonna just start putting like the notes from class into the Discord. just because it makes it easier, because I get this saving the links and all that good stuff, just have it all in one place so it's not scattered. I'm gonna start posting that with the replay into the Discord. Okay, so this is my SEO First Aid Kit, and it basically just has different things that you could use to be able to check up on your SEO. Some of the things we did talk about. One thing we did not talk about is Google Analytics, and that's because that's because we didn't talk about Google Analytics, and that's some way that you can use to actually put the code into your websites and see how they're faring. So that's how you can track your analytics and see how much traffic your digital asset is actually receiving. Like I like Spy Food and SEMrush, because you can actually use these to look at other people's sites and really get a bit, like, see how many people are coming to that site, to be able to see how much revenue is being generated from that site. And I will say that too, because, okay, why would I want to know how much revenue a site makes? Well, let's say I'm doing a blog, right? And a blog is a way for you to generate passive income, especially if it's search engine optimized. And you can source people to write blogs for you. You can source people to search engine optimize for you. But long story short, you could put some offers in there, go to like ClickBank or something, never have to touch it. But picking a topic, picking a subject, you know, you can look at the site like, not too many people are going there. Maybe that's not something I want to, you know, turn into a passive income stream. That's how that actually, you can actually utilize that. So does anybody have any questions before I dive into anything else?
Dazzle, this is Debbie again. For your blogs, how many words do they normally need to be? And do you need to assign a business name or your personal name to it?
So you gotta assign like an author to it, depending on where you're blogging at, because there's so many different platforms that you could blog on. Builderall has a blog builder that you can run straight from inside of there. That's actually why I have this note right here, is because y'all know I'm team Builderall all day, every day. But one thing that I really like that's not in Builderall is WordPress blog, but WordPress is in Builderall now, so I guess that doesn't count. But the WordPress blog, they have like their own social ecosystem around their blogging community. So I mean, it's their own social media platform. So that's what I prefer when it comes to blogging, because I think my last post was like 6 months ago. And it's I still getting notifications that new people are following and signing up for the blog. And that's also a way to, it's the equivalent of getting somebody on your list, because every time you make a new blog article, they email those people and tell them that you've made a new post. And then they go check out the post. I do a heavy amount of my advertising actually through blogging. I just like it. I always have. It's worked for me. I like passive income, and it's a way that I can get, like I said, miles off of my content. Blogs work very similar to YouTube videos. I can post a blog article today and I'll still be getting traffic off of it 5 years from now. And you want to be able to do things like that to work smarter and not harder, because the attention span of people is a lot shorter. So that means you got to talk to them a lot more in order to get that sale. And you just don't have a lot of time these days. You know what I mean? Well, time is your greatest asset. You know, it can't be replaced. So you want to be able to keep as much as your time to yourself as you can. And SEO is a way to have automation. I hope that makes sense. And I'll change the words too. Like, I'll have some similar blogs. I'm notorious for that, especially if I got the search engine optimization cracking really good, right? I'll just spin the words a little bit so that I can reuse it in places somewhere else. Because I do what's called omni-channel marketing. And I like to post in a lot of different places. So let me actually. Let's take a couple of ticks and get this information to you guys. All right, so if you want to build along with us, during class. I use Builderall, and this is the link to be able to get it. Yeah, I got, I'll show you one of my blogs in a second. One that I've been using a lot more lately. If you are not in the Telegram, there is the link to that. And if you want to be able to catch the replays of these classes, you will be able to find them on the Business DIY Club YouTube channel. Let me get that for y'all. All right. So I actually can show you one that I use. This one I've been using more lately because they pay me off the back. I don't have to wait for a sale. Just from my blog being interacted with. You log in over here, go over here. All right. So back to this list. One thing that I like to say is like, well, this is just my philosophy, is that I think it's only 7 pieces that you really need to put a business online. A logo, a domain, 20 products or less, some emails, blogs, a lead magnet, and YouTube SEO. Literally, these 7 things have been the staples of my online career. And I mean, I've added little additional things, like I do audio marketing, but that's still search engine optimization. And I don't know if you guys have even thought about that. You know, SoundCloud ranks really well on search engine optimization. So I have one song, y'all, one, but SoundCloud told me I have to get a paid account because I used it all on my marketing. We were talking about being able to place a YouTube video that's search engine optimized and having your link to a funnel in the description so that whether you're there or not, that, you know, you could be able to capture your leads or follow up with your leads and, you know, all that good stuff. So one way that I found out how doing that was from SoundCloud, for real, for real. So I can I'll click on this. I think you can see my description. And when you see inside the description, this is search engine optimized. I'm not sure what it's optimized for. Let's see. So we can go talk about that too. Let's go back to SEO book. So this is one of the ways that I double check my work as far as if what I've written, if it's search engine optimized. Sometimes I do what's called blind SEO, which means I just write it first and then I paste it into SEO book and it tells me what the SEO is versus me going in with an intention of what I want the SEO to be. And actually my blind SEO has worked better in a lot of cases. So we're gonna go back over here to the keyword density analyzer. And we're gonna hit plain text and paste it here. I haven't done the HTML one before for reals. So I've just done the URL and the plain text. So I'm gonna, somebody who makes like $2 million a month too, who showed me this tool. So these are strategies that I've learned from actual millionaires. These people don't even have social media accounts. You hear me? Okay. So this is telling me that it is optimized for wealth plan, and create. I wouldn't do these two. I probably just do wealth plan and wealth plan. But that's how I could tell what this is optimized for and what I would need to put for my keywords or my tags. Back over here. I'll show you guys my WordPress one too. I have so many WordPress blogs, it's insane. I'll find y'all one of the WordPress ones too. That is a motorcycle. So is there 3 pieces to it? Oh, okay, it was. Usually it's like 3 boxes. was like, that's only two. Are they tricking me right now? Are they tricking me? Your blog. So this is mine. And okay, so you guys remember we've been doing the IDPLR trainings for like ever, but it was a 3-part training. So I actually blogged it, you know, it made me 4 cents too, right? I didn't have to sell no IDPLR products. And I just wrote a blog about it, you know, and I embedded my YouTube videos, like I told y'all, so I can get my extra viewpoints. And that's basically all I did too. Because yeah, if I use a video, I'm not gonna put a whole bunch of words too. No, that defeats the purpose of the video. So I embedded all 3 into my blog. So that's an example of a way that I would do it. I'll just let y'all check my WordPress. So does anybody have any questions on that? All right. And WordPress got me spoiled too, because like I said, I don't have to post for like 6 months at a time, and it's still just doing what they do. Well, they even got some, they didn't change a little bit. Which one is this one? I'm trying to think of it. Okay, I think my business DIY one is on this one too. Yep. Yeah, I have a lot of blogs. Y'all see that? I got a lot of blogs, man. I gotta get that my passive income up. Like, I don't like working hard. Who likes working hard? It takes getting some things in place, but I mean, if you do them well the first time, it literally will save you time. All right, so these are some different articles. All these ads on the side belong to me. I love being able to put my own banner ads in stuff. That is another reason why I like blog marketing, because I control the ads. A lot of people sell that space, but me, I got way too many offers to be doing that. So yeah, I've been getting emails about new followers on here, and I don't know when this was posted. Maybe I took the dates off because I know how I be. And since we were talking about IDPLR, this is IDPLR content. This blog article, I didn't write this. About the rights to it. So it's 71 bloggers like this. Shut up, right? So let's see how that just went hand in hand. Content marketing is the truth, y'all. I'm just trying to say it is. It is. All right, so let's come back over here. Which site? I can use the Business DIY Club as an example, because I want you guys to be able to see another way to double check your work.
Hi.
I actually have a training on blogs. If you go to YouTube channel, it's called Blog Books.
Okay.
All right, up here we have the page Seo Report. And this allows you to be able to double check your search engine optimization. So we talked about being able to, pick it, start. But this is after you've like done this actually checks the YouTube videos too. So that's actually pretty cool. So I'm gonna put business, and I'm gonna do the business DIY club. And we'll do an example of We'll do 2 examples just so y'all can see it. I might have pushed it too fast. Come on. Stop it and refresh it. But yeah, so what I like about this is it actually gives you a grade, an A to F, just like when you was in school, pass or fail. You know what I'm saying? Except for it gives you basically get an answer key back that tells you how to fix whatever was messed up. And we're about to look at that. All right, so business. And I mean, like this, like even, okay, we were talking about naming your YouTube videos, but let's talk about if you were doing this on your website and you were doing it or on a funnel. Any picture that you have on that site needs to be named your keywords in some way, shape, or form. That is going to help you. All right, so my grade is an A. Means it's well optimized for the word business. And it's telling me like all the different things that I've got a good grade for. So let's say, I know it's not set up for marketing. Let's say if I put it for marketing, right? And builder sites do good too on SEO once you like get them in. Like I said, man, if you're doing some e-commerce, F Shopify. Get you a WooCommerce store. They ain't the cutest one, but man, I've been seeing some pretty ugly Shopify stores as of lately too. Like, I don't know if people don't know how to customize them or what, but oof, you might as well do a WooCommerce store. That's all I'm saying. All right. So I definitely know that would have to be like an F. Look at all them zeros. Oh, it's a D. I guess I do got the word marketing somewhere on there. But it said I got a D, right? So if I wanted it to be SEO optimized, search engine optimized for business and marketing, this is all the stuff that I would have to fix to get a good grade. So I got 3 out of 4 that are good. This one says I need to get it fixed because it don't have no check mark. So it tells me what I need to do. Okay, let's go down a little bit more. This one, missing some key pieces. Again, tells me what I need to do. So y'all get how this works? Y'all seeing how this works? And this actually does work with YouTube videos. You can check your search engine optimization with YouTube videos as well. This one needs the most ones, I see. But yeah, fixing all these things would give me a better grade. No, so just be like, oh, it's not optimized. Like, I've never seen anything that gives you the cheat code to get a good grade like this. No, you cannot find it without Builderall. Not this. This is a tool inside of Builderall. For this class, most of the things, I mean, well, everything I'll teach about in this class is Builderall based. So search engine optimization just is a wider net of skill sets, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Where'd you see that at? Oh. Oh, so I guess this is if you're using forwarding. Yeah, they don't like a domain name for it.
Hey Dazzle, yeah, I put my website in there and it didn't do so well. And that's one that came up and I didn't even know what it meant. Some of the things did tell you what to do, but it didn't really give you the meaning of it. So, and it's not forwarded, it was from Wix. So I was just wondering.
Okay. Well, I will look into that a little bit more for you, because I'm not familiar, honestly, with this particular term. Does anybody have any questions on how to work this or SEO in general?
I do.
Yep.
Okay, so I guess I asked the question earlier, but let me see if I can make it clear. Um, you know how if you put in Google that you're looking for, let's say, restaurants in the area or churches in the area, how do you get ranked at the top?
Oh, that's what you're asking. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all this stuff combined. Like having it basically an A with the page SEO report tool will get you to the first page of Google for what you're going for. Also, I suggest that you do 3 to 5 words length. So that's called a long tail keyword. So it's at least 3 words in length. So I would put like, no, what is SEO is 3 words instead of just SEO, because that's a long tail keyword. Or how to make SEO simple. That's an even longer tail keyword. And I could go in and rank for something like this. Like, let me see. Let's just go get what is it under? New Denver underground. I think it's rap. Let's just go see. New Denver underground rap. I think that's what I put it as. It's either rap or hip hop. We're gonna see. And we're gonna go to Google because I can't. Well, you can see it here. You see how I typed in New Denver underground rap? That's a long tail keyword. So that is, instead of putting underground rap or new underground rap, I went a little bit more specific so that I increased my chances of getting to the top. And the reason why I said that is because my brother been here for a long time. And I think this one's me too. So this is my brother. Let me go to Google and do it because you can't even see the videos. But these 2 are my little brother's videos that I put on the first page of Google, and they've been here. They've been here. And where is he going? Nope. So, and I did this years ago. So I do have a strategy that I do that with YouTube videos specifically. And I'm actually going to go over that when I do the 7-day boot camp. As far as when we were talking about, I'm just going to go through the whole idea to assets checklist. But yeah, I'm going to go over that then. Where'd he go?
Okay, thank you.
Where'd it go? What? Oh, Google played me today. We ain't even on the front. I mean, we on the front, but not on the Google front no more. Let me see. Denver, Spotify playlist. I'm going, that's not, But we just seen the 2 differences, so let's do hip hop. So let's see what Google want to play with me today. There we go. It's this one right here. Y'all see this? Do y'all see the traffic? Oh, that's YouTube's traffic. I was just like, do y'all see the traffic this is again per month? But it's going off of the youtube.com. I can tell from right here. But yeah, this is my little brother's video, and that's why I was talking about earlier in class about it's way easier to rank locally. You know, spend a little bit of time of focusing on cleaning up the traffic in your backyard, because not a lot of people are focusing on it. I mean, that's just what it is. So it's something that I found easier to do is when I'm state specific, basically. That's what I was talking about when we were looking earlier at the SEO tutorials, and they had a lot of videos on the first page of Google. It's easier to get a video to the first page of Google. I'm just gonna be 100 with y'all. It's so much easier to get a video to the first page of Google than trying to get a blog article or your web page to Google. Put the video into the asset, put the video into the sales page, put the video into the website. But if you want to make it a lot easier, I'm trying to tell you, get your YouTube game up. You don't even have to be in the video. I'm hardly ever in my videos, but I'm in my videos. My voice is in these videos. I've search engine optimized videos with just background music that are literally 30 seconds long. I don't care. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. It's just all about optimizing your stuff. No matter what your content is, just get it optimized. And yeah, so I haven't set the date yet, but that is coming up. I am going to do a 7-day masterclass as far as being able to teach on each one of these pieces. And you know, being able to get your business up. So each piece is going to get its own day, so to get at least an hour to an hour and a half. Well, maybe y'all know the way I talk, so it probably be like 2 hours. So I'm pretty excited, especially with like the logo design. Domain names ain't gonna really take that much time, but we just gonna really just dig into putting together all these pieces. And like I said, I'm gonna go over how I get to Google in 5 minutes. It only takes 5 minutes for me to do it too. So with that being said, we did SEO this week. What do you guys want to learn next week? Or are we ready to do the showcase? We got all these different nice, beautiful tools that we can learn about. So do you guys see anything that's jumping out to you that you want to learn about next week? Speak now, forever heard the piece, because I'll pick it myself. So you can't pull a website over from another platform to Builderall. The only thing you can do is with WordPress is kind of like that, but not like that. You can download a previous WordPress site and upload it into the WordPress site that you have on this side, but you can't. These site builders are all written on different codes and different computer languages and things like that. And Builderall actually owns all of its own code. That's why there's no undo button. Not letting that go, but anyway. So the only way that you would really be able to do that is what's called funnel hacking, which is basically you just look at a different site or a funnel and you recreate it in Builderall, but there's no way to actually pull them in and import them in here. And it's kind of like you got to stay in its own ecosystem, basically, if that makes sense. Like you can't bring like a ClickFunnels site over here, and you can't take a Builderall site to ClickFunnels. You know what I'm saying? You can't put a Weebly site in Wix, and you can't put a Wix site in Weebly. They're all written on their own languages. And if they wouldn't be interoperable because they need to keep that line so they can keep their customers, you know? Okay, well, we'll talk about building some websites and adding videos. So we'll just talk about building a website. Builderall is pretty easy when it comes to the site builder. So I don't know, I might put something extra with that. One thing I'll bring up briefly real quick is right here where you got, because y'all know we just have BuildARaw 5.0. That means we got all these new bells and whistles, that we get to play with. But right here where it says start a project, quickly start a project, you can click here and use the AI software. These are all AI built, so you answer some questions and it populates the content into your site and all that, and basically gives you a structure for your site. So you can do that with a store, you can create a website, a webinar, a sales page, just one more. A site with a membership area. So it'll ask you some questions and then it'll spit you out a template based on how you answer those questions and the template that you picked. But yeah. So yeah, we can go over that. We might go over a tool tour as well, talk about some of the tools, do a little refresher on that as well next week. Let me get a 1 in the chat, 1 for yes, 2 for no. Did anybody learn anything new today? Or did y'all already know all this stuff about SEO? One for yes, 2 for no. And that's the thing too, like, y'all don't know how much it drives me insane when people who like rap and stuff send me their YouTube video and it's not search engine optimized. Like, why don't you just go set some money on fire? Just go run in the hamster wheel. Because that's what you're doing. You're hustling backwards. It drives me insane because that is where your bread and butter is. If you're in music, people want to hear your songs. If you look at like popular artist YouTube videos, them joints is SEO the heck up. Okay. So that's my public service announcement. If you making music videos, optimize them, please, and stop sending them to me with nothing in that description. I am glad that you guys, they're still having the Tuesday classes. So yeah, BuildARaw does have their Tuesday training on the YouTube. All the different ways of passing. Oh yes, oh man, and I did have that up. See, dang, I did have that up for today's class too. Because of the search engine optimization, I had how to create passive income for life. I have my training up for that. And basically, yeah, we'll touch on that because yeah, we'll talk about putting up for-profit businesses next week. Because that's basically creating a whole presence. You got to get the logo, the 7 pieces, whether you're in love with the business or not. Yeah, that'll be a great class because I got it laid out. So I'll definitely bring that up. And we'll talk a little bit too about just learning the tools within BuildARaw, because I really want to stress that this is developing a skill set, okay? If you look up what web developers make, you don't need to go to college and get that big old receipt, to put on your wall. You can just sit up here and watch BuildARaw YouTube videos and be a whole digital developer, okay? So I have a list of just the different things that you can charge, and from just being able to leverage multiple of these, you got about $10,000 worth of skill sets that you can leverage at any time. People needing apps, look up how much are phone apps, how much is it to get an app built. Look up how much to get a website built. Look up how to get email marketing done. All these things that we've been learning that you can do for yourself are also services that you can charge for others. We have it set up to where you can set it up, website agency in BuildARaw. You setting up that website agency basically makes it so that you can charge whatever you want for mostly monthly hosting to your web clients, and they have their own separate accounts. It gives them the basics, but still, you can open up your whole own digital development company. And that's more so why I'm stressing on the how-tos and the things that you can build. It's cool to be able to build for you, but now you can actually increase that monetization by leveraging your skill sets for others. And that is beautiful because so many people either would rather pay to have it done or they just don't want to learn how to do it. Because Bitterall is not really hard to learn. You can come over here to the knowledge base or even go to the Bitterall YouTube channel. They have over 1,100 videos. There's not one tool in Bitterall that doesn't have a video to it. You just got to, you know, pause, play, do, pause, play, do. I'm self-taught. I didn't know how to do nothing when I came into Bitterall. And Bitterall was on Bitterall 1.0 when I got here. We're on 5.0, okay? I've been here for 5 years, almost 5 years. But with that being said, you know, I have developed the skill sets, and that's what it is, the skill sets. Nobody can ever take these skill sets from you. They can't lay you off from your skill sets. They can't shut your skill sets down. They can't tell you, Gab, or I'm going to take your skill sets. No, it doesn't work that way. These are developing skills that will last you a lifetime, and you could even teach these things to kids, you know, to other family members. But you got this kind of skill set. There's no way you can't make no money. I don't care what you're talking about. Building can be your business. Think about it. So, with that being said, that's all I have for you guys tonight. Next week, we will talk a little bit more about building, getting our skill sets up. If there's anything in the meantime that you guys want to learn, let me know. And I will see you guys next week. Blessings, good fortune, and may the profits forever be in your favor.